Well, hello there. It's a beautiful day in RuneScape. You know what? Let me give you a little wave there. Yeah, hello. So, listen, it was a beautiful day here in RuneScape. Old school, free to play. Free to play. RuneScape, that's why you might notice that I've got some mismatched boots there. Let's ignore that. But, I got a message out of the blue. Now, funnily enough, I was actually at the Grand Exchange yesterday where somebody was giving away free bonds, and I was like, nah, I don't want that because I want to keep farming on my own. I've been doing pretty good. So, I want a bond of my own. This guy had seen, I guess, the exchange that had taken publicly in place. And you know what? He saw, I guess, potentially a mark. Yippee, I'm a mark. Like, good for me. I I can't say anything else other than that's an accomplishment for me here on RuneScape. When I started playing this game, 100k gold in my bank would have been a good day. I was never, ever, ever a target for scammers or lurers. Now, though, I apparently could be. So, that was yesterday. And I saw the hola message that he had sent. I decided, you know what, I'll just add him, because $5 says that, come on, like, this is probably, I hate to say it, but we know the trend, a Venezuelan scammer, okay? And, points for me, we later find out that I was correct. However, this is where things start to devolve quickly after. I was not the target of monetary scamming. No, I was the target of potentially a long-term romantic scamming, which is hilarious to me. It's been 15 plus years since I've been asked to be somebody's RuneScape girlfriend, and you know what? I get another jig, because good for me, I'm 30 years old, and look at that. Still getting asked. Now, what happened? Sorry, my cat has decided to take a perch on me, so I'm trying to get a better position on him. What happened is that I added him, and I put a note. You know how you can put little notes above your friends, and I'll just show you here, okay? Rage, see ya, right? Random person that said holla at me. No, that's not what he said. He said hola at me. I'm just, accidentally racist and said holla at me. But you know what? He was trying to holla at me, so, another jig for me because points again. Alright. So that was yesterday. Today, I am standing in the bank. Just a little bit south of here. No, west of here. No, east of here. Wow. Whenever I don't have my cursor directly north, I have no idea where the heck Varrock is. I'm in Varrock. I mean, where the heck in Varrock I am. So I keep my cursor on north predominantly all the time unless there's a corner that I have to see around. Like this. So, hello again. So, come here, come in close, yeah, you. Today he messages me while I'm standing at the East Varrock Bank. I swear I know my stuff better than this. My cardinal directions, I promise you, are usually better. The East Varrock Bank. I've just killed Bryophyta twice, again, because I'm farming clue scrolls and caches, specifically, because I want to do a nice big cache opening. I think that'd be kind of fun. And as I'm standing there in the bank, I get a message. Hablame. I'm gonna butcher a lot of this. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm going to butcher it. So, bear with me, I think. Hold on, sorry, I'm doing my best. So, hablame. Hola. And I respond with, hello. He says, how are you doing? I say, sorry, a bit AFK ATM. Doing okay, sick of the pollen, lol. You? Because let me tell you what, the pollen has been terrible. And I should have closed my window because I just remembered that it was open for my cat who wants to smell everything outside, and now you're going to hear the cars going by. And probably hearing the torpedo noise jet fan of my laptop. But he responds with, English or Spain? I assume that just means Spanish, but you know what? I actually ask him about it in a minute. I say English, un poco español, because that is the slight basic bit of Spanish. I know bits and pieces of Spanish. Like, I know enough to, like, survive, okay? But it's easier for me to speak than it is for me to write. Because, I don't know if you've ever tried, but speaking, yes, that's easier to learn a language. Writing bad, writing hard, writing what you should learn first, along with pronunciation, because having it together will lock it into your brain correctly, unlike me, who learned German and a lot of Spanish from a lot of vocal teaching, and not a lot of writing until later, and then it didn't click very much anymore. German more so, because that was my first language, but he then continues, TNG etianidi. Listen. I cannot... Oh, I remember. That means that he saw me at the GE, and then he added me from there. Look at me go. I get to have another jig. Why? Because I remembered that and didn't have to look it up on Google Translate. Then I decide, you know, I know scammers. I know things that can be fun. And I'm also the perfect person to do this stuff. Because I enjoy, oh god, do I enjoy when I get a scam call. Because let me tell you what, I have used every accent, everything in the playbook. I have handed my phone to my toddlers for them to babble at. Now, that might be a little bit lowbrow of me here, but I then decide to maybe throw in Deutsch. Maybe they speak German. Maybe they speak a little bit of German. Probably not. But they said Spain. Then I respond with, also, are you from Spain? Or Central/South America? They respond with, Sudamericanos. Now, interestingly enough, that is almost exactly the German way to say South America. Or South American. Which, just a little bit more German inflection there. I respond with, okay, do you flip on GE too? Because that's what I was doing yesterday. Es muy divertido para mí. It is very fun for me, or really fun for me. That's what I tried to say there. I think this is supposed to be ha 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 ha. I don't know. Probably. Bro, ¿y qué haces? I think this means, if I recall, bro, what are you doing? Fair enough question. I am fine with not getting into whatever the scam could possibly be. I am much more interested in seeing what I can fish, because I love info fishing. Oh, it makes me feel so good. It really does. Now, I like to also just play a bit off with the bubbly ADHD, which, it works, usually. So, I love South America. That's true. I actually really do. I really want to go and I want to see Chile. I really do want to see the beaches, particularly. I know very touristy of me there, but I love the mountainscapes. I love the greenery. I love the fact that there's so much of it that is untouched, and I want to see it before it gets decimated. I'll put it that way. But I have dreamed of traveling there. I say to Chile and trying arepas fresh. That's also true. I'm a huge foodie. I love to try new things. Now, I said arepas very specifically because I know that Venezuelan food, there's a lot of traditional things, but arepas is something that they pride themselves in. Venezuelans love arepas, and they are very, very good at making them. They've got everything. I would say, as an outsider to the country, that it's probably their signature dish. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. I'm probably wrong about that. But what I do think is that they are delicious. Chef's kiss. And I would love to have some fresh, like straight made off of... I will put some pictures in here in a minute to show you. But they sound delicious. Now, this is perfect for me because if I can set that up, okay, I can probably get a hit, like solid hit. 1 in 1 million chance of a direct battle shot hit. No, battleship shot hitting. That's what I meant to say. This is an entire fleet being sunk in a single question, gentlemen. And it's not even a question, is it? Now, they respond with, ito de donde eres? I don't remember what that means. I'm going to be super honest with you. I'll put it up on the screen here in a minute when I go ahead and translate. And then, so then they say, soy de Venezuela. Boys, we've done it. I said it. It was going to be a direct shot. I said it was going to be an entire fleet wipe. Okay? I didn't even have to ask a question. In fact, I set it up, and I think they laid it up for me. I didn't even really have to ask the question, if I'm being honest. I didn't have to toss in arepas. I think I could have probably just been like, oh yeah, I love South America. I think I probably would have still gotten the sink. Now, Chile es un bonito país, me gusta mucho. Perfect. Bro, me too. I mean, you've been there, apparently, from this, but I think it's beautiful as well. Totally on the same page. We could be friends if all we did was talk about how gorgeous Chile is. Okay? Now, I have heard Venezuela has the best arepas on the street. He does not ever respond to this, by the way. He leaves it in the cosmos, which is fine by me. Un gusto, what I was hoping to do with this was I was kind of hoping to potentially maybe get him to tell me a little bit about street arepas that he has locally. Either in an attempt for him to say, oh, you have to see X, Y, and Z portion of Venezuela, or X, Y, and Z, I could maybe then narrow it down. Did I narrow it down? No, I did not. Did I try? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. But, unfortunately, he decided to leave that fishing question just kind of in the dust. So, honestly, you know what? Good for him. What's a good one for this? No, he wasn't crying about that. You know what? Clap. We're gonna clap for him. Because, yeah, he completely evaded that fishing question. Otherwise, I would have totally, had something of a lead. It would have not, put it in my back pocket for later. Un gusto, mi amo Ricardo. Okay. I don't know if I actually believe that that's his real name. It might be a middle name, but, it's like saying that you're John Smith from Britain, okay? We've all seen Pirates of the Caribbean. We know it works. Mi amo AJ. Nice to meet you, Richard. Listen, that was just my brain being really stupid. I was wrong for that. Ricardo, I apologize immediately. Ricardo, sorry, my brain auto-translated. If I could have done the goblin bow of diplomacy, I would have done that. Because I was trying to be truly diplomatic. Cheer for me. I did my best recovery. It was good. Solid. Then, in Spanish, because he had said it already, and I kind of knew what this was, it's I'm pleased to meet you, basically. It's nice to meet you. And so I say, es un placer concertos as well, Ricardo. Now, listen, I did double check with my auto-translate, but I've got enough of conversational basics. He goes, AJ. I had this same problem when I was in Guatemala. AJ did not make sense, okay? AJ did not make sense, so I got nicknamed Ajote. What does Ajote mean? Do I want to tell you? No, because, you know why? You're gonna make fun of me. Will I tell you anyways? Yes, because I'm not afraid of it. Okay? It was Ajote. Ajote, I was informed, was the best way for mostly the kids of the area that I was working in. Now listen, don't come at me. It was a missionary trip with my church. I actually greatly enjoyed the experience. I greatly enjoyed the people, the culture, learning, being there. And I genuinely felt like I helped and like I was at least there to do something. But I didn't feel like I'm saving anybody. I wasn't there for the religious part of it. I was there to get my hands dirty. I was there to actually build houses. I was there to actually do the work. And I did a lot of it. But I quickly became a favorite of the street urchins. Yes, I did. And I'm honestly pretty pleased about that. You know why? Because it was awesome. The street urchins were just the most thrilling part of this entire trip for me. I was in Guatemala City. I was helping to build homes literally on an aged out dump portion of Guatemala City. It's bad. It's bad. There's toxic fumes. There's disease. There's metal. There are people burning these metals. It's, and that's how they get by. That is their living. The kids on these streets, they dream of being a garbage truck driver when they grow up, because then they can get the best stuff from the pile first. And that hit me hard. But I love playing with them. Man, those kids, they can make joy out of anything. Let me tell you what. They loved me. They loved the fact that I was absolutely more than thrilled to give them piggyback rides, horseyback rides, you name it. I was happy to play ball. I was happy to paint with one hand and play, something in the other. It was just the best. And so they very quickly changed any try of saying ahe, which was the first attempt at AJ, to ahote. And I was informed that that was kind of like a nickname, meaningful endearment for horsey. So I rolled with it and I loved it. So anyway, I said ahote. Now, I probably don't think that Guatemalan, dialect translates to Venezuelan dialect, and I don't think that at all. I just thought it was funny. But I don't like my given name. He goes, oh, face. Oh, shock. Oh, what? Huh. A shock. No, that's a raspberry. Shoot. No, not that one. Where's the panic? Oh. So it's just initials, I say. It's much easier. He responds with KK. You know what? Ricardo, you are incredibly respectful, man. Thank you so much. Do you know how many people would have questioned me on that? Do you know how many white people here, my own skin color, my own people would be like, oh, what do you do? Why don't you like your name? Why don't you like it? It's so pretty, I bet. Y'all, I'm sure it's gorgeous. My father loves the name. My mother, she thinks it's adorable. In fact, it's got a family name portion in it. It doesn't fit me. Now, people would probably argue, but AJ fits me very well. So, thank you, Ricardo, for being incredibly respectful. I immediately disrespected you. I'm sorry about that. However, it was another phishing attempt. So, I respond with, Ty, do you like Ricardo? I have a friend with that name, but he prefers Ricky. This is true. I actually do, in fact, have a friend named Ricardo who does, in fact, go by Ricky. However, it's usually with a Y, which is more Americanized. I went with the I spelling because I've understood that that is sometimes more commonly translated as a nickname. So, yes. ¿Cómo te quieres, bro? That is, I think, once again asking me what I'm currently doing or what I'm up to. I'll double check that as well, but 99% sure. So, I don't respond to that, just, oh no, wait a second. Yeah, okay. ¿Cómo te quieres, bro? Alright. Let me think. So I was like, what am I doing? Well, that's when I can talk about, I don't want to reveal that I'm just like sitting there hunting mossy keys. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be like that attractive to a lurer or a scammer. I want to be just attractive enough where they're like interested, but they're not like gonna put all their guns on me right now. I don't have the skills for that. I ain't some of these big scam hunters, okay? And it's super sad that my brain's like blanking on a lot of you big guys out there, because honestly, I watch your videos. I know this stuff because of you. Not because of my own understanding of it, but because I watch y'all's and listen to y'all's videos, and I understand how this stuff works, and I know what I'm looking for, and I know what they're looking for in a mark. So, I don't want to say that I'm just sitting there farming mossy keys, but, it's kind of the best I got, because, like, old boy over there, he ain't looking too hot these days. He's been nerfed into oblivion. So if I said I'm not farming hill giants, I'm farming Obor. I'm farming the key. I'm farming the giant key. If I said that, listen, I might be a mark in 2 months, maybe Christmas time. Okay, when I get any type of extra bonus of anything, that might be the time I'm not a mark now for that. But now if I say I'm killing Bryophyta. But guess what? I don't have to say that. even have to say that, because I'm continuing on with my ADHD blather, both here in real life, as you can see. Yes, indeed, I am very good at that, but that's what makes the story entertaining. So, sorry, I said, I personally love the way Ricardo sounds, but I respect him, as in my friend Ricky. He's the one who has to hear it. He responds with a simple C. Okay. Ricardo? Good. Sorry. Wow, that was a personal question. My bad, bro. What are you doing? Because he had responded and, he'd asked me what I was doing, so now I'm asking him what he's doing without responding to the question yet. And then I say, something more fun than running to the same 10 clue spots, I hope, LOL. Clue scrolls. I love them. I'm addicted. I'm gonna make a cash video like I mentioned. Then they respond with, Estoy matando el bryophyta. Oh, God, yeah, dude, I get it. Me too. That is how I farm my clue scrolls. I love bryophyta. Dude, we could be friends over bryophyta. Like, if you don't want to scam, you don't want to lure, and you don't want to be weird like you are later in this video, because, we get into that, I promise. No. We can be friends over bryophyta. In fact, I offer you that later in the video. Let's just keep reading. Which, from what Google does not understand and does not translate, and I am understanding as, I think it means, ha 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 ha. And then I said, tree killing solidarity, bro. Because, yeah, you know what? I feel pretty freaking amazing, when I stamp the absolute crap out of that stinking tree. Because the first time I ran in there, this was me. That was me. Because I didn't know I had to have an axe. I don't know if you know this about bryophyta, you probably do, but you gotta have an axe, and you gotta hack her saplings. I stood there with a scimitar for 10 minutes. My prayer ran out very quickly. And I was like, why are they on 0 health and not dying? Wow. Should I have checked the wiki? I should have checked the wiki. Did I want to check the wiki? I didn't want to check the wiki. You know why? Because I'm very jealous of Unguided right now, and I feel like a lot of my accomplishments have been absolutely belittled by his amazing performance. Unguided. I don't know how you do it, man. Like, very, very, very short tangent. Are you okay? Like, this would be me in about 2 seconds. Are you okay, Unguided? If you ever need, like, just somebody to, like, stand there in solidarity with you, I don't mind it. Like, you don't even have to hire me. I'll just stand there. I'm just happy to do that because, oh my god, I cannot imagine some of this stuff. Like, it's crazy. You do a great job, man. Anyway. Then, tree killing solidarity, bro. From Rage Sia, you have Discord, bro? I do not. It makes my computer run like dirt, lol. It is a toaster. Also, I am supposed to be writing and editing right now. That is so true. I've rewritten a script twice, and it's still bothering me for a video for my other channel, for my main channel. From Rage Sia, he goes full... He goes full Blizzard mode. You not have phones? Oh, great. Listen. I do have phone. I do have phone, but I'm not gonna install Discord after the bullshit that's been happening on my phone that has my banking information on it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay? To Rage Sia, but the green tree giantess and her sweet, sweet scrolls call me. From Rage Sia, WhatsApp. To Rage Sia, WhatsApp? I'm playing stupid here. I know what WhatsApp is. I don't use WhatsApp. I never have, but I know what it is. From Rage Sia, see, you have? Oh, the app, LOL. The messaging app. No, I don't have that at all. I got a basic phone. KK. Respectful. Respectful as fuck, Rage. Facebook? My Fold 4 broke on me, and now I'm stuck with basic Cricket line. Barely better than an actual freaking flip phone, haha. Broke is a joke over here. Listen, the brokenness ain't a lie, but my Fold 4 is, like, still mostly okay. It's just the back panel is just, like, coming off. Like, there's no glue anymore. But it still works, so I just keep a case on it. I'll keep it simple, LOL. I don't have any active socials. I'm not actually really all that social in general. Like, I like to talk to people, but my battery for it drains fast, and I have to focus on it a lot. ADHD is bad, bro. All of that is true. Just like, FYI, it's like, yeah, that's me. This is all true, but it adds to this kind of slightly derpy, dopey dum-dum, okay? Just like Derp Daddy, okay? I don't know if any of you have seen that series, but Derp Dad, he scams the scammers because derp. That's one of the big guys I'm talking about, who I can't remember. I can remember his alt name, Derp Dad. Can't remember his main name. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I will do my best to remember you and give you credit upon this video. Listen, and if anybody in the comments knows exactly who I'm talking about and can think it a lot better than I can, you're going to put it right down there in the comments, and you can yell them at me. Like, you can angrily put it in the comments that I don't know who this is. Shake your fists, raise your pitchforks, light the torches, gentlemen, because I'm in dum-dum who does not know who this is. Again, I believe this is Sigh. Quizmaster Mystery Box gave me a flyer. Again, I am actually genuinely upset about this. Like, get out of my, I am shooting a video here, sir. Like, you need to leave. Thank you. Okay. No. That's right. Stay over there. Where's the point emote? No! Listen. We're gonna sit. Okay. So, come in close. Are you kidding me? What does a girl have to do to get some peace around here? My goodness, I'm sitting in front of a lovely house, roses, trees, beautiful night air, no pollen in the sky, and the guards just want to keep walking up. Now, we're gonna get back to the story, because I don't want to see no more guard heads. Alright, so, I say sigh. Quizmaster Mystery Box gave me a flyer. Again, I am genuinely pissed about this. I've gotten 3 flyers in a row. It's not even funny. No, I got a flyer, a newspaper, and then a flyer. Okay. You a girl or boy? Woman, but tend towards masculine things. So bro and dude are fine. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable that they've been calling me by the wrong gendered normalized term. If you call me dude, that's fine. If you call me dudette, that's fine. If you feel weird that you called me what you think was the wrong term after finding out my gender, I can't help you with that. Please know that it's fine to call me whatever. Well, not whatever, but like, it's fine to call me dude or dudette. None of this non-binary stuff. I am a woman, but I do tend towards masculine things. That's just how it is. You call me dude and that's more comfortable for you? Fine. You call me dudette and that's more comfortable for you? I don't know how, but fine, because dudette, listen, it rolls my tongue in a weird way. I didn't want him to feel weird about misconceiving a gender beforehand. People like that are, I don't want them to feel bad. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking that far ahead, but, there are certain societal things that I try to make others feel more comfortable with, as opposed to being uncomfortable myself. So, entonces no te gustan los hombres? Now here's the juicy part. That question, ladies and gentlemen, that question, dudes and dudettes, see, can't even roll it right. Entonces no te gustan los hombres. So you don't like men? Oh my goodness. Okay, listen. I say, haha, alright, fair enough question. I asked you a personal one, remember, about his name? I like both. That ain't no lie. I do like both. I guess I'm bi in one way, but I'm not binomial. That's not the right word. Binary. but I'm bi. So, I like both. And then he responds with, what if I tell you that I like you? Would that give me the opportunity to conquer you? And I respond with, ese que eres el misterioso extranjero latino que mi madre siempre me hablaba. I'm sorry, I really mispronounced that last bit, but I wanted to try and make it. And he goes, no. What does that say? Ladies and gentlemen, I know somebody in the comments down there is spam typing. Oh my god. Now listen what it says for anybody who hasn't seen it yet and who hasn't looked at the comments yet, because that is a hell and vile place, I am sure. So, what that says, ladies and gentlemen, is, oh, so you're the mysterious Latin stranger that my mother always told me about. That is funny. That is some humor there, man. Listen, because, like, in my day growing up, it was romanticized, right? And now I've got it on my screen right here in RuneScape. And I have managed to pull it off cleanly. Yes, thank you very much. If I spelled something wrong, you can viciously tell me that I spelled it wrong in the comments. Why? Because I'm probably never going to spell this out again in my entire life. Thank you for informing me. I don't know what to do with the information going forward from here. I'm just saying that a relationship... sorry, I skipped a little ahead. Shouldn't have done that. Well, there's the laughy laugh. And then I say, I'm teasing. But here's a twist. I'm married to a man and have girlfriends off and on. That's not really true. We've considered it. It's not been like a big thing, but I do like girls. It's just, I don't know, 2 kids, man, does something. Does something, to life. Okay? And then he says, in between this, I'm just saying that a relationship between you and me wouldn't be bad. And I say, I do appreciate the offer. It's been a long time since I was someone's RuneScape girlfriend. To rage see ya. How about this? We can be partners, but it's a competitive partnership. I'm gonna catch up to you on Bryophyte to kills. Just watch, Ricardo. What's your count? He responds with, so you are faithful? At this point, I'm like, okay, I would so much rather be getting lured, right? I would so much rather be getting lured for all my bank, all 2.8 million worth of my bank. I would so much rather that get fucking jacked from me right now than have to deal with this weirdness, okay? This is the turn. This is the turn, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we call in wrestling a heel, okay? Because this was on a dime. Yes, LOL, I say. Have you ever been in a relationship with a man? I can only handle one of y'all at a time, LOL. I promise it's a joke. You guys are great. I just can't actually handle more than one relationship at a time in general. One relationship is a lot for me. That's just a me personally thing. I would say that I couldn't have a relationship with a dude and a girl at the same time. I don't think I could. I genuinely... Relationships are hard. I'm not gonna have an online internet one. But we'll get to that, okay? I can only handle one of y'all at a time, LOL. How old are you? He asks. I say, I'm teasing you, but I am faithful though. Plus, drama, no thanks, LOL. Oh, how old am I? See, they want either someone stupid or someone young enough who isn't around long enough to know what a scam or a lure is. Okay? I say yes. Sometimes this works. Sometimes this makes me look a lot younger than I am. Sometimes this is the immediate tip-off that I am not young, dumb, or an absolute moron in this situation. And unfortunately, I think that may have been the tip-off here, ladies and gentlemen. And he says, well, I don't care if you have a husband. You don't care if I have a husband? What does that mean? Like, genuinely. Like, what? Let me do it again. You don't care I have a husband? How does that factor back into this conversation at all? Is the point of it? I'm so confused. Like, this, at this point, this is how I felt, okay? No jigs for me. I don't get a jig right now. I get just this. What am I supposed to do with this? This is gonna get me nowhere. Now, I have two options. I have two grand and glorious options. I can either follow this route all the way through and be his RuneScape girlfriend, and absolutely 100% deal with this, and potentially continue to fish for more info and get a location, and then toss it over to the big names and have them do their, like, luring stuff. You know, or, you know, they're shut down of these things, but potentially with an even more inside track with it, right? Did I do that? Did I do that, ladies and gentlemen? Let me ask you. I didn't. I was scared. I was a scared little chicken of doing that. You know why? Because I don't like drama. Like, I don't want drama. Who wants drama? That's a lot. I don't want to do that. Do you know how much work that's gonna be? There's gonna be a lot of this, okay, and a lot of that, and probably a lot of this. I don't want that. Do you want that? You probably do, because you live for the drama. You absolutely selfish bastards. This is where it gets absolutely insane. I'm not jealous. That's great. I just want to have a virtual relationship with you. Where we send nudes pack. Are you trying to send me ramen? Because if you're trying to send me ramen, that sounds amazing. I will so take a nudes pack, if that's what that is, but I don't think that's what you mean there, Rage. I don't think that you mean noodles. I think you mean the other thing. So let me see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Nudes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We masturbate on video call. Do we now, Rage? What? I love noodles! It is a phenomenal answer, okay? It's the only answer. You know why? Because I don't know what the fuck else to do. Okay. And I love seeing you naked. Sir! Hold on, let me talk to Posty Pete here. Sir! Sir! We're gonna save Molly from her evil twin while I talk about this. Why in the world would you say this to a complete stranger on RuneScape like this? Like, I understand why, because it's old school RuneScape, and this shit happens. I mean, right? She's got... What is that? Is that stupid short haircut? Yeah, that's a stupid short haircut. Okay. Dark green, emerald green leather. Alright. I love seeing you naked, he says. Did I have an OnlyFans that I don't know about? Do I? Because if so, I need the revenue. Yesterday. How do you know this? Are you some sort of wizard? A magician? A knuckhead? And I love seeing my Bryophyta kill count go up, lol. I don't send nudes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think he does? Because as you can see, this is the end of this transcript. And as you can see, he's off. I sent this, and not but couple of seconds. Where did it go? I don't know why it doesn't show it, but he logged off here. And you know what? You want to know what had just happened? I had just killed Bryophyta, sent that, and then I got my mossy chest open, and I got fucking 5 uncut diamonds. 5 uncut diamonds. Honestly. Barely above the 10,000 gold coin drop. That has to be one of the worst ones. The only worse than that one has been the arrows that I got from her. And I'll show you that really quickly, because let me tell you what. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this real clearly. I tried to get in closer, but I can't get any closer than that. So, listen. Watch. Ah, I got in closer accidentally. Haha. Good job, cameraman. I got this as the technical drop. I got this on top of it, and of course a clue scroll. Tell me why those are valued so highly like that, and that this one doesn't even count as part of the drop, but still drops on top of it. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to killing Bryophyta after I'm done with this. I'm gonna get more mossy chest keys, and I'm gonna keep grinding out clue scrolls. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. This was a really weird one. I totally thought this was gonna go in a different direction, and that I might be able to actually, like, get something interesting to be able to send to one of the big guys so they can do their investigations and stuff. Instead, I just got the most ridiculously, like, over-the-top demand for intimacy. Are you, like, I think that he just needs a hug. I really just think that Rage needs a hug, you guys. I think that's what he needs. He needs some intimacy, some quiet moments of reflection, and that somebody cares about him. Unfortunately for him, though, it's definitely not going to be me, so, like, good luck, my guy. Anyway, thanks so much for helping, or listening. Wow, I said helping. I'm helping Molly. Thanks so much for listening to this really, really ridiculous little video. I don't know how to really end it other than, you know, I get it. These people, they are bored. They are living on, you know, time that they are spending in this game. This game is no longer, you know, a hobby or an interest or just a basic enjoyment. It's a literal way of life. Can you stop moving? It is a literal way of life for them. They aren't able to get out of this cycle that they're in, and whether it comes from scamming, whether it comes from relationship scamming, whether it comes from luring, whatever the case may be, it's just, they don't deserve the hate for it, per se. Do they need to be shut down in a way that they are able to say, hey, I was able to, like, I was shut down and I'm no longer able to do it? Yes. And I think, actually, believe it or not, psychologically speaking, a lot of these people, when they are stopped, just like criminals in the real world, and I'm not necessarily associating, you know, RuneScape bank heists with actual, like, felony murders or anything like that, but people, when they get stopped because they're in a vicious cycle that they aren't able to get out of, even if it's not even an addiction, it's just, they've been so stuck in this cycle that they have no way that they know to get out of it. They aren't going to be able to just pull out of it. Maybe they have family commitments and obligations where if they just say, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore, I don't feel morally or ethically okay to do it anymore, or, you know, it's too hard, they're going to get yelled at. Literally, they're going to let down people in their family. They are going to lose revenue and income that they use to sustain themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of these are younger people. younger people who may even not be going to school and instead doing this because it's a better opportunity for them. I don't want these people to be hated on. I don't want them to be doxxed in real life. That was never my purpose or intent with fishing, for general area and stuff like that. It's just sometimes when you can get basic information like that, you can start to see rings and networks. It's just core data, and I would never release that to the public. So it's very interesting to me that we have so many people who are like, oh, these people are, they must feel guilty, or they don't feel guilty at all, or, oh, there's something messed up about them that they must be okay with just stealing stuff like this. Honestly, you know what? They probably do have some guilt about doing stuff like that, about luring. Some of them definitely don't, but some of them probably do, and they're literally being pressured into it by family members, by friends, by the economy that they're suffering under, the leadership that their country is under. Hell, here in the USA, I would not be surprised if we start seeing more and more bot farms coming from the USA. Why do I say that? Because our economy is getting worse. Our economy is getting worse, but our technology is at a more advanced rate. We have unfortunately more people who are easily able to and willing to turn to this rather than having to actually pay the cost of purchasing a laptop. Hardcore in the beginning being very difficult in places like Venezuela. I worded that badly. It's easier to get a laptop that is in good running condition, and that's enough of a running condition to be able to window box 8 computers. It's easier to get your hands on that from different free programs and different programs here in the US than it is in Venezuela. That is what I'm saying there. Not that the money or the expenditures or the cost isn't the same. However, I really think that it comes down to an axe dropping and the cycle being stopped with force. So, I certainly hope that this has been a bumpy enough experience for Ricardo to not want to be a sex pest, because that's the problem. This is where it comes full circle here. If this was just a simple scam or a lure or something like that, that's fine. But this guy is a sex pest. Bro, who's typing a nudes like that? Okay? Twice! I don't know. It's just weird. It's inappropriate, of course. It's just, I don't know. I'm not here to dunk on him, but at the same time, that's just, don't do that. Try to scam me. Try to lure me. Don't be a weirdo like that. Come on, Ricardo. Come on. Paige, it's just weird, man. But, I think that I tipped you off that I was on to you, if you were trying to work a lure or a scam. Or, I don't know, maybe you did just think that, maybe you just found my honesty and integrity the previous day at GE, in which I said I wanted to earn my own bond, as opposed to getting it handed to me. Maybe you did genuinely find that very attractive. However, I highly recommend to you that not be the basis that you want to fuck somebody on. You should do more research than that, broski. Anyway, that's it from me. As you can see, I just logged out, and that's fine. So I'm gonna log off of here, and you guys have a great rest of your day. If you got some wild stories you want to share, tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And, I don't know, take a second to subscribe to hear more weird shit. I don't know, I play RuneScape. I find weird things on the internet. If I post, at least it won't be boring. AJ out.